On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Or Chris Humphries was a regular person, those were still marriages. So it's
So
not
you're
a
just saying
single
whether or not
versus married
guy
people
is
conversation.
guy?
It's a type of marriage conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody else rock. I'm gonna step back on this one.
Cool. Anyone else? What do you think, Courtney?
Well, let me make sure I understand what you're asking. I think I do, but just for clarification, because I think it got lost a little bit. So if a woman has a career, period, does her earning potential increase or decrease depending on the type of husband that she has?
Correct.
Right. So if she has a traditional husband, I would say yes. And here's the reason why, because if he's traditional, he's going to want you more at home, catering to family, catering to the kids. That's going to hinder your success at your job because it's very hard to balance both. He wants your job, your career to be him.
Guys, just tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. Make sure you guys get them likes up, as Real as stated. Stop playing with the likes, y'all. Stop playing with the likes. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you guys. Team, let's just have a conversation. That's our motto, right? Right? We leave everything here. We don't take it home with us. Once we sign off, it stays here. All right? Church say amen.
Amen.
I guess y'all not trying to
Okay.
All right, sorry. Let me get
I
my
was gonna
sage.
say something else.
Let me get
and
my
I
sage
know
real quick
y'all
and my
keep it up.
oil so I can burn some stuff and cleanse the palate in here. Hold on.
All right, moving on to our next topic. Here we go. Does a traditional husband hinder a woman's earning potential? Shout out to Kayla with this one. Does a traditional husband hinder a woman's earning potential? Kayla?
Yeah, so this one kind of came about when we're talking about Kim and Kanye and Chris Humphries or Reggie Bush alternative like life, right? Had that happen. And the conversation in the space I was in kind of went towards like, do you think that Kim would be a billionaire had she become that traditional wife that went to live in Kentucky on the farm with Chris, or that low key out of the limelight life that she lived with, that she would have lived had she went along with Reggie? So that's really where it comes from, because obviously if you are in that more traditional space where you are not making money, that could be seen as hindering your earning potential with whatever skills you have acquired in your life. Obviously you can use them for your family, but just like bigger picture with the bags that may be around. So like, I just wanted to know, what do people think about that? Like, do you think that Kim would still be a billionaire if she would have married Chris and moved to the farm?
Mackenzie Bezos was a traditional wife and she became a billionaire.
Well, that's like one person out of like everybody in the whole world. So, I mean, someone more like Kim, someone more like that was in the public eye.
Use a specific example, so I use a specific example to counter it.
Yeah, but I'm asking a yes or no about this specific example.
I say no.
No.
You know what I'm saying? A traditional husband would want a traditional wife. So she want, you know what I'm saying, just like you said with the farm, she gonna be off the grid. You know what I'm saying? He gonna expect her to be more traditional. So I don't see like that all out there Sierra type wife and stuff like that, getting Instagram hits and all that kind of stuff like that. That a traditional man won't be able to handle that. I mean, well, he probably would be able to handle it, but I mean, I think that he'll be like, you know what, I can't mess with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in order to get that type of attention, and yes, you have ones and twos that probably do get that type of attention, but ideally, a lot of the community would not check for that. They don't check for the traditions. They check for the hot girls or the successful women. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that's black women that's actually doing a excellent job. You know what I'm saying? Raising the kids, you know what I'm saying? Being there for the husband, whatever. But ideally, you don't get kudos in our culture today for, you know what I'm saying, being that traditional wife. So
Using celebrities as
So
just
basically, your answer is no.
No. Yes.
example.
Okay.
It's just a bad example to use celebrities because we all know that the majority of millionaires are married. So, you know, when you combine the idea of a traditional family, usually when you look at women that are successful, they are married. And so, you know, I don't know how you add the context of whether or not they're traditional or not, but, you know, usually the man is more successful than a woman and you're more powerful as a unit than you are as an individual. I see women that are being hindered regardless of how much money that they make. I see women that are hindered. Like if you look at the majority of what you see out here, let's say even women, let's say a normal job like nurse, right? Nurses make a really decent amount of money, especially traveling nurses. But a lot of them are suffering in so many different ways. A lot of them got a ton of school debt. They're not overly successful just because they make a lot of money. And that's the difference. You can make a lot of money, but without a man in the household in most situations, right? And we can always find anomalies, but without a man in the household in most situations to guide you, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I don't see overly successful women out here just regularly way more than women that are in a marriage that have a successful relationship and they're winning. I see more married couples.
So again, this is why we have to stick to the question because Kim and Kanye were married as well. This is not a debate between if you're married and unmarried. This is a debate between traditional husbands and more modern husbands that are more out and about and let their wives be out and about. So that's why I asked if you could just answer the question.
Yeah, but she didn't.
And then we can go from there because you've created a whole other thing and that wasn't.
So we're not using regular people. So the context
we are using regular people, but we're not using the difference between women that are single doing their career and the difference between women that are married. Regardless if Kim and Kanye were just two regular people or Chris Humphries was a regular person, those were still marriages. So it's not a single versus married people conversation. It's a type of marriage conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna let everybody else rock. I'm gonna step back on this one.
Cool. Anyone else? What do you think, Courtney?
Well, let me make sure I understand what you're asking. I think I do, but just for clarification, because I think it got lost a little bit. So if a woman has a career, period, does her earning potential increase or decrease depending on the type of husband that she has?
Correct.
Right. So if she has a traditional husband, I would say yes. And here's the reason why, because if he's traditional, he's going to want you more at home, catering to family, catering to the kids. That's going to hinder your success at your job because it's very hard to balance both. He wants your job, your career to be him.